Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defence and Foreign Relations on a matter of national concern regarding deaths and injuries sustained by some members of the public during the public viewing of the late Right Honorable Raila Odinga's body at both the Moi International Sports Centre, Kasarani, and the Nyayo National Stadium on 16th and 17th October, respectively. Mr. Speaker, the majority of these deaths arose from acts of police action against unarmed civilians and need urgent investigative and remedial action. A few others were occasioned by stampedes caused by the said police action. It is unfortunate, Honorable Speaker, that even after years of Right Honorable Odinga having to live under a cloud of state brutality and torture, his own funeral was turned into a theatre of more brutality against unarmed citizens, leading to their unnecessary deaths. The silence over these deaths and the acts of police brutality has been characteristically loud, yet the families have been sent into double mourning for their own and that of the Right Honorable Odinga. In the statement, the committee should address the following. Number one, the exact number of deaths and injuries arising from the events at both stadiums during the funeral ceremonies, detailing the cause of death in each case, and where police bullets were the cause, the progress of investigations to establish culpability for immediate prosecution. Secondly, measures in place to ensure that compensation for deaths and injuries from the two stated days will be extended to the families of the departed. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
There is a statement pursuant to Standing Order 52-1 by the Senator for Nairobi City County. Kindly proceed to read the approved version.
First of all, thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, and for the indulgence, because as the House is aware, on the day when there was a special sitting to mourn the late Raila Amolo Odinga, I was not in the House because I was amongst those who had been tasked to travel to India to bring back his remains. And let me thank all the colleagues and the majority leaders especially who convened very quickly the House to mourn this great leader. Honorable Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 52-1 to make a statement of global concern, namely the sudden passing of the former Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya and ODM party leader, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, on Wednesday, 15th October 2025. The entire nation received the news with shock and belief Right Honorable Odinga had become a permanent fixture in the is why to be written today. The sense of loss that we feel is both deeply personal and profoundly shocking. On behalf of the ODM party, with a firm commitment that as students of the late Raila Odinga, it behooves all of us that even at this difficult moment to remain true to his teachings. Mr. Speaker, allow me to acknowledge that the late Raila Odinga taught us everything: how to fight for justice and freedom, how to build bridges across ethnic and political divides, how to remain true to ideals and conviction, as well as how to sustain a big political movement in the face of constant adversarial pressure from political foes. The only thing we have now learned is that he never taught us how to mourn him. Admittedly, therefore, we may have fallen short of his standards and threshold during this mourning period, sometimes seeming to pull in different directions, while most often caught up in the evident confusion and emotional blur that accompanied the public outpouring of grief following the death of our beloved leader. We take responsibility for any shortcomings from the leadership during this particular period. The Senate of the Republic of Kenya must certainly be aware of the role that the late Honorable Odinga played in its conception, in the long journey of constitutionalism and the new constitutional order, especially with regard to the evolution and the growth of parliamentary democracy. No one played a bigger role than the former Prime Minister. In the birth of the 2010 Constitution, which restored the bicameral parliament in this country, reference to Right Honorable Odinga as the father of devolution was not without cause, for everyone acknowledged that his vision, foresight and consistency brought towards a better constitution ensured we are all here today. Individually and collectively, we owe the departed Prime Minister a debt of gratitude. His place in the nation's history and in the world as a leading international statesman is guaranteed forever. Be that as it may, Mr. Speaker, this period has also opened our eyes to the sheer popularity that the Honorable Odinga enjoys across the globe. The tributes have poured in from every corner of the world. His life have been quite touching, some of them quite creative, like the clip of Tanzanian youth jumping into the sea while holding celebratory placards, or random travelers breaking into renditions of the late Odinga's favorite tune, Jamaican Farewell, by Harry Belafonte. The love has been heartwarming. Even though this has been the most difficult period of our collective lives, the love and support has been phenomenal. Mr. Speaker, may I also pay tribute to the greater Odinga family, led by Dr. Oburu Oginga, who's now our new acting party leader, and Mama Ida Odinga, for the long years that they not only shared their son, their brother, their father and husband with the world, but became a pillar on which he found comfort and safety through very turbulent years of a thoroughly consequential political life. Because of them, the Raila Odinga phenomenon was made possible. We will always celebrate them and the sacrifices they have made on behalf of millions. To all the heads of state and government across the world, to the supporters, the ordinary citizens and the admirers of Raila who mourned with us, we saw you, we heard you, and we say thank you. Mr. Speaker, the outpouring of grief since the death of our leader, manifested by the millions who turned up to bid him farewell, as well as the emotions and passion expressed by citizens so far, confirm what we have always known, that the Right Honorable Odinga was a people's living institution. Therefore, we stand on hallowed ground today when we mourn him. For millions of us, Baba was a compass showing us direction and acting as a standard bearer for courage and principled leadership. It's no exaggeration, therefore, to state that the Right Honorable Odinga is the greatest leader and politician that this country has ever had. No one in this country bore more scars, more humiliation, and made more sacrifices for the common good than our departed icon. In the face of such challenges as Raila underwent, lesser leaders would have capitulated and given in to the allure of wealth, greed, tokenism, and bad governance. But the great Raila held his head high, stuck to his conviction, and lived a life that became a school on its own. Finally, Honorable Speaker, today the nation stands together to salute its favorite son. His legacy lives on, his dreams alive in us. As he watches over us from a peaceful place, we make a solemn vow to never compromise on the principles he taught us and the ideals by which he lived. This was an icon of justice and democracy revered across the world. I am privileged, Honorable Speaker, to have known and worked with him. It has been the greatest honor of my life to serve at the feet of the enigmatic Raila Amolo Odinga. May he rest well. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Senators, I'm going to allow comments for not more than 15 minutes. If you have an opportunity